Thanks for joining me. We will be reading the state newspaper from Columbia, South Carolina. The issue is Sunday morning, March 11, 1928. Braves scalp Senators. Tampa, Florida, March 10th. Superior in both hitting and pitching, the Boston Braves scored a 9-5 victory over the Washington Senators in an exhibition game today. In the personal column, wanted, information concerning Lonnie Key, soldier during war at Camp Jackson. Inform Box 305, Lancaster, South Carolina. New garb hazardous, Nantucket, Massachusetts. Just because Albert C. Chadwick changed his coat, his bull charged and injured him. The bull, ordinarily tame, failed to recognize him in the different coat. Floyd B. Johnson, Chicago radio director, says married folk are the best singers. He says they put more heart into their efforts, and their singing has a subtle appeal lacking in the tones of unmarried people. Happy thought. Sunshine in your soul makes you feel just as good as moonshine in your tummy. New York. Hard times on the Bowery. I mean hard. Men standing about in little clumps, some singly, some by twos, not talking very much. One would think that they would swap stories. Sometimes a man says something out of the corner of his mouth. Mostly, they seem silent as one walks past. Nothing to do, nothing to read, little to eat, little to smoke, nowhere to go. Those who have money left from the last job rent little rooms in the white-fronted hotels. Then they can sit all day in the warm lobbies. The breadline is stretching longer as the mercury drops. Men are saving on the food to make sure of the long, warm hours of sleep. Florida has found a way to get highballs out of coconuts. You bore a hole in the shell, pour in brown sugar, seal the shell up airtight, and let nature take its course. Government agents have received tidings of alcoholed coconuts with alarm. An edict is expected from the Anti-Saloon League any hour, declaring all coconut trees unconstitutional until proved otherwise. The prisoners in a Richmond jail have presented the jailer with a new pistol as a token of their high regard. It is now up to the jailer to reciprocate by presenting each prisoner with a hacksaw and a motorcycle. Hoardings hide scenery. Evidently, Americans do not motor to enjoy the view, says Englishwoman Marion Bladderson in The Outlook, London. It would be interesting to find out why Americans do so much motoring. It can't be the love of beautiful scenery, of getting close to nature. Every few hundred yards, there is a petrol filling station, half a dozen colored pumps before it. Their thick feet are set in the earth, their heads are high over the motor car, and they are cut through the middle, showing pipes and tubes and such unsavory entrails, as though the operation of bisecting these unpleasant animals had never been properly finished. In connection with the stations and between them are huts carrying the sign, "Hot Dogs." Scenery? Where there is neither hut nor filling station, there are huge boardings covered with posters. Cigarettes are advertised, a girl kissing a man. Ready-cooked tin foods, a husband kissing his pretty wife. Ready-made clothing, two beautifully dressed young people kissing each other. Soaps, man stopping in the act of kissing a lady to admire her complexion. Ready-built homes, a couple before the architectural aberration of the local estatesman. And so it goes. Wherever there is a hill or a quiet valley or a road running through the fields or something pleasant for the eye to rest on, the advertisement man has been there first and left his mark. Mutt and Jeff, a new delicatessen, opens up in the neighborhood. I opened this delicatessen store yesterday, and it was awful the way people annoyed me by coming into my place merely to ask the time. I'll stop the nuisance today. There, that clock will save me a lot of trouble. People won't come inside to ask me the time now. Ah, a customer. I know he's going to buy something. If he wanted the time of day, he would have looked at the clock in the window. Good morning, Jeff. Cheerio, Mr. Mutt. What can I do for you, sir? Tell me, is that clock in the window right? Kitty McKay. The girlfriend says she's going to Europe next summer, just as sure as rabbits lay Easter eggs. Etiquette lessons. Be genteel, obsequious, smiling and sweet, and you will show folks to a movie house seat. Fierce Klieg lights blazing down, drenching the star's skin with light, the camera mercilessly recording. Only exquisitely smooth skin, studio skin, can defy the cruel lights of the close-up, which permit of little makeup. These stars use Lux toilet soap. I've used Lux toilet soap and find it delightfully pure and refreshing, says Billy Dove. Lux toilet soap is a great help in keeping my skin in perfect condition, says Clara Bow. Lux toilet soap is a splendid aid in keeping the skin like velvet, says Esther Ralston. Only 10 cents a cake.